Tech in 20, Season 1, Episode 6, Basic Desmos Navigation with JAWS.
CATT, Center for Assistive Technology Training Northwest.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's Leslie with CATT, and today I'm going to be working with Eli, and we're kind of giving a little bit of a basic introduction to Desmos for a student who is a JAWS user and is being introduced to Desmos. So just looking from our participant list, I see we have some heavy hitters in the room, but not everyone is going to be comfortable introducing Desmos as a teacher. It can be tough. It can be tough for our students. It can be tough for our teachers. So we created something that can be passed on, can be shared with teachers who might just be introducing themselves to Desmos as well. So we have like a lesson plan, of course, make it your own. It's just something we've put together that can help out teachers or parents or anyone working with a student who's getting introduced to Desmos. And today, playing the part of my student, my former student,
Hey.
Eli Sanchez. And so Eli's going to share his screen as a Desmos user when we get to that part. But I put a link in the chat for the document, and I just wanted to go over it with you guys so you can see my reasoning and where we're going with this. And also that way you can share it, make it your own. Definitely, please share, share, share. So I have the lesson is, basic Desmos navigation with JAWS. So we're introducing a student to Desmos. And keep in mind, Desmos can be introduced at a very young age. It can be used in classrooms in elementary school. So we want to get those basic skills, those JAWS skills going on our little ones and give them the opportunity to practice on JAWS. And so when they are introduced to Desmos, they have that basic knowledge. So we start the document off with a pre-skills checklist. So just making sure that our students have those basic web navigation hotkeys going, moving to a heading, moving to a region, previous heading, next button, just making sure that they have that web navigation down because we want them to come to Desmos and be confident. We want them to be strong. We want them to be excited about doing this. And so having those pre-skills are going to be really important. And another thing I have on there for the pre-skills is really just talking about those basic algebra concepts. And this kind of comes from a real life scenario of talking to people who are actually taking math and not really understanding what a coordinate plane is or what ordered pairs are, or even just when we refer to linear equations. So maybe we're using some tactile graph paper from APH. Maybe we're busting out the wiki sticks and just making sure our students have those basic algebra concepts, going over that before moving on to Desmos. And the last thing I have on the pre-skill checklist is just self-help options. So making sure that our students can get help if they need it, making sure that they are familiar with how to get the help through the keyboard, the FS Companion on Freedom Scientific, their AI bot, and just giving them that opportunity to get help themselves. Perhaps the TVI is only in there a little bit when they're on their own. And this is also something we can share with classroom staff so they can support the student as well. So that's for pre-skills, and that's a lot. That's a lot just to get rolling. So giving those students confidence.
If I could just add one quick thing
Please do, Eli.
is so yeah, these are awesome pre-skills. I love you laid them out. But just keep in mind too that sometimes depending on what the task is in elementary, you don't always have to have every single piece of these skills for the student, because there's more and more testing that is digital these days. And a lot of those very basic testing windows, they're being vetted for accessibility, and they already have Desmos built into them directly into the testing program. And most of the time, those computers at the time of testing are locked down to only view that specific program. So, you can utilize those onboard calculators most of the time because they are Desmos powered and work about the same.
Nice. Thank you, Eli.
Yeah,
Love that. So, Eli, could I ask you to share your screen and have
you got it.
Desmos up?
All
And of
right, how's that
course,
looking?
uh, yeah, we have your desktop on.
Sweet.
And remember, each student is different. What you might need for pre-skills or however you're going to work with your student is going to be catered to them. This is just an overview, and please edit, add as you see fit, of course. So I'm going to have I have a narrative script. That's kind of like my style. I like to have that. Some people like a checklist, some people um just need the words to get going. So just put together a script. Just if you have new teachers, if any of you are new to Desmos, if you just need those ideas to get over the hump, to get going. I've been there. And so that's why I put this together, is I wanted to make it um, a tool, a tool for teachers as well as helping our students. So, Eli, you're playing the role of my student again.
Hey, hey, we went
Flashback
back in time.
20 years or more. So, Eli, today we're going to unlock a tool that your math teacher is going to be using, and it's Desmos. And while it looks like a visual graph on the screen, for JAWS users like yourself, it's an audio tool that provides audio output and tells you where shapes and lines are on a graph through sound. So the first thing I want to do with you is just make sure JAWS is ready for this adventure. So what I'd like to do is have you press your JAWS key and the number 2 until you hear none for keyboard echo. And then just coming out of character, if you need to review what keyboard echo is, I have a little information on that I got from the AI bot on Freedom Scientific, and just the preference that your student might have. And Eli, do you want to talk to that for a second about keyboard echo?
Yeah.
And
So,
use that in Desmos?
so for those that don't know, keyboard echo on a screen reader, basically it's very much the way it sounds. So as you type, it'll call out each press of the letters that you're typing or numbers. So that's why it's called keyboard echo. You do an action and it gets echoed back to you. Um, for most of the people, the keyboard echo is one of the more important things that most people set up when they're beginning with JAWS so that they can hear their letters and words. I have not found a single student yet who enjoys having keyboard echo in Desmos. And the best way I can put it is if you're typing in an equation like 3 plus 3, if you think about 3, you hear 3 back in your ear because you hit it and JAWS told you. A lot of people start getting the numbers mixed up. So like, we take that same example, you hit 3, you hear 3, now you think 33. And things can get a little mixed up there. So we
Yeah.
we we try to get people to just preempt that and shut off the keyboard echo for Desmos.
Right. And I haven't run into any students who want the echo on either, but again, it's an individual choice. So just
Yeah.
giving some information on keyboard echo on the document that we provided. Okay, Eli, let's head to Desmos. So could you go to desmos.com/calculator
All
in
right.
the
Let's go ahead and
address
open up Google Chrome here. And how about instead of going to Desmos, we go play some Angry Birds?
bar? You could do that if you want. later. So again, on the document, I have just a refresher, a review of the steps on how to do that if your student is struggling at all. It's just nice to have it in case they're nervous or just having a tough time remembering that it's Alt D to go to the address bar, things like that, because it's a new program and there might be some nerves. So just
Yeah.
providing that information on the document as well.
And for those that were watching my screen there, you may have noticed I just opened up Google Chrome on the desktop and I immediately typed in the address that Leslie gave me. But that's because that's kind of how I got my Chrome configured. So when you open up Google Chrome on my machine, it takes you right to the address bar. But on my personal machine, I have it opening up right to, I think, YouTube. So then you do have to do the key command Alt D to go to the address bar and then type in the address that Leslie gave me. So just keep that in mind. It might look a little different computer to computer.
Thank you, Eli. And so, Eli, you are going to be in what we call expression one, and it's a box where you can enter information. So I'd love for you to type in parenthesis 3, comma 4, close parenthesis.
All right, so I'm going to
We're
go to
going
the
to
top of the
plot a
page
point.
here. Then I'm going to hit E for edit. Hit enter on that. All right, then we're going to put in Leslie's expression here. Let's see if I can do this right. Left parentheses, 3, comma, 4, right parenthesis. All
And
right,
again,
Leslie.
at the level of what where your student is at in terms of knowing about a point, and maybe you have to go over that a little bit. But for now, we're doing 3, 4.
Awesome. Do I hit enter on this?
Yes, please.
You got it.
Yeah, and your
All right.
point is plotted and coming out on the screen.
All right.
And so to hear where 3, 4, the 3, 4 point is, we're going to use audio trace. And we've talked about audio trace. Now we're going to use it. And to hear that, we're going to use Alt T to listen to that pop of where that point is.
Sorry, Leslie. I realized I'd never shared my sound.
Oh, that's okay. We're just acting, Eli. We're actors.
Actually, this is pretty accurate how my student life was.
Participants can now.
All right.
Title is Desmos Vertical Bar Graphing.
All right, you guys can hear that, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, Leslie. So we're going to do that Alt T you told me to do here.
Graph paper. X-axis visible from -10 to 10. Y-axis visible from -7.85282 to 7.85282. Grid lines are visible on audio traceable curve. Graphic.
Wow, that was a lot of info,
Yeah.
huh?
At the bottom of the screen, there's a lot of information that's brought forward visually as well.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to press H to hear my point here. All right, so I know I'm on a point, right? We hear that. All right, how do I check my X coordinates, Leslie?
I think you would press X, Eli.
X:3.
Uh-huh, X is 3.
Perfect.
What's my other factor here?
Y, the
All
letter
right,
Y.
here we go.
Y:4.
Y is 4.
Perfect. And we have gone over this a little bit in previous lessons, but just introducing the student to kind of the magic of listening to what is on that coordinate plane, which is the beauty of Desmos. So the next thing I want to do, Eli, is talk about the sonification of lines. So if you could in the expression box go to expression 2.
Okay. Hit escape here.
Expression list region. Hidden label : left parenthesis. 3, 4, right parenthesis graph. To audio trace. Press Alt plus D dot edit. Blank. Type in text. Audio trace off.
Okay, audio trace is off. I think I
Blank.
am.
Expression bar tool. Expression list region. Hidden label : left parenthesis. 3, 4, right parenthesis graph.
Do I clear out expression 1 or leave it there?
You can do either one. Either one.
All right, let's go ahead and
Selected.
clear it out.
/left right paren. Select blank. Expression 1 : edit. Blank.
All right,
Type in
we
text.
are all clear.
So now I'm going to have you type y equals x and then enter.
Y
Quote plus
equals, whoops,
blank plus
whoops,
equals quote
X.
quote x quote Quote Y quote equals quote X quote test graph. To audio trace, press Alt plus T.
All right.
Yeah, so it told you to hit Alt T
That's right.
and then
Let's
press H to hear the whole graph.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Graph paper. X-axis visible from -10 to 10. Y-axis visible.
All right, here we go.
So
took
that's
off.
amazing. So it slides from low to high. It rises as the line goes up. So you're hearing that slope.
What do my
And
arrow
that's,
keys do, Leslie?
oh, what do the arrow keys do, Eli? It goes up and down the line.
And then you guys hear how it's getting higher in pitch as I move up.
X colon -0.2. Y colon -0.2. 0. X colon 1.6. Y colon 1.6. X colon 2. Y
There
colon
we
2.
go. So I can navigate the graph with audio and coordinates.
Yeah. So really for a lesson and timing this out, it came out to about 20 minutes. And it's really great just to have your student play with these two moves of just listening to a plotted point, listening to the sonification of the lines. It's a lot of fun. It's something to make them comfortable with the beginning process of using Desmos. On the sheet that I have as well, I have a cheat sheet that I put together with just the moves, the JAWS commands, the Desmos commands that are needed. And that can be made by your student, that could be made by you, that you can share it, do it together. I just like to have a cheat sheet that's created while we're working on the lesson. And also on this sheet, I actually used Gemini AI and asked for a comprehension quiz. And I put through my lesson plan, put it through AI, and checked out the quiz. And I thought it was a really great way to check for comprehension. So I did use AI. I looked through it and come to find out, question number one is kind of an old, it's talking about turning virtual cursor off, which is not necessary anymore in Desmos. So just a note, if you get something AI generated, always look it over. Always look it over to make sure it's appropriate. It's a tool, it's not the end all. But having a little quiz at the end, I found was a really great way just to go over the skills again and just check comprehension for our
Thanks we left for
students.
CATT-NW.
I don't like to be quizzed, Leslie.
Yeah, I liked the quiz as well. So I give credit where credit is due on that. That Gemini offered that
Yeah.
to me, and I said, I'll take it. But they did have the question number one was not, it was from an old resource. So you really do have to vet what comes out on AI.
Quote X.
And
Quote,
that's
quote, quote.
today's lesson. So it's in a printable format. It's there to share. It's there to make your own. For those who are those Desmo experts I see in the participant list, maybe you have somebody you're working with who's introducing a student to Desmos, and this would be a nice tool for them just to have a narrative, just to have some information on what they can do to get their students rolling and have the student and teacher be confident.
Well,
And
look
that's
at
Tech in
you.
20.
Right
Hey,
on the
hey.
dot, Leslie.
Ding, ding.
Round of applause. Well done.
Yeah.
New for
Man.
2026, be on time.
Good start to the year right there.
Wow. Thank you, Leslie, for another amazing lesson plan. You guys, I feel like we're so fortunate to have Leslie on our team to have her developing these resources for us. I put the
100%.
links again to our training schedule in the chat. So if you look on the training schedule, bookmark that. That'll let you know when we're on and when we're off for the spring. And you will also get all the links to the lesson plan and any associated resources for every session. And of course, thank you, Eli, for being a student again, forever a student.
I try.
So thank you, everybody, for taking a pause out of your day, meow, and for some people who are starting your day with us. Just a reminder, next week, we're going to be away for a training, and we will come back in 2 weeks on January 21st. And that is it for Tech in 20, where we meow at your tech needs.
Hey, what?
The contents of this video were developed through a partnership with the American Printing House of the Blind, APH. CATT Northwest is based at the Washington State School for the Blind, WSSB. Logos, WSSB and APH. The contents of this video were developed under a contract authorized by the Department of Education. However, these contents do not necessarily represent the policy of the Department of Education, and you should not assume endorsement by the federal government.